So I guess there's a show in Cleveland that's taking a shot at us.
Dude, let's not deal with this guy, please. This guy is a problem.
Could be trouble.
Huh?
Dude, I've heard this guy. He's a dangerous guy, man. One of those guys that just brings it.
He knows how to bring it.
Oh, man, he's hardcore.
These are fun, by the way. And if this show thinks they're going to get a lot of attention from us, nah. Enjoy a day, maybe 2 days, and then you go back into obscurity. I love these shows because I swear to you, I've been in radio since I was 18. I know the players in this business big time.
Yeah.
I've never heard of the Maxwell Show, and I swear to God.
Is that what they're called?
I've never heard of the Maxwell Show. Obviously, they have heard of us because they're talking about us, and now I'm hearing from our Cleveland listeners that they talk about us on a regular basis. And guess what? It finally got to our attention.
Hey, thanks. Thanks for talking us up.
Steve from Chicago, I hope you guys were kidding about your time being limited on WCKG. I love your show and listen for about an hour a day, Monday through Friday on my drive into work. You guys rock. I wish you continued success. Keep it up. We're just hearing things about Chicago. Could go either way. That's what I'm hearing. Could go either way.
Could we find the story about hate mail being doled out? Because I saw my neighborhood up there.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll get to the bottom of that.
kind of hate mail.
Your return address on most of it.
I guess every day they make fun of us. Steve Yu from Cleveland. Thank you to our Cleveland listeners for helping us out here.
Mm-hmm.
It's the middle of the afternoon, and we're saying good morning. He always says that. See, we're a syndicated show, douchebag.
Oops, that won't get through.
Give me douchebag back!
I know, we really need that back.
Give me that word back! It says it all.
And it's not...
They just dumped out. Give me that word back. It has nothing to do with the FCC.
Yeah.
And it says it all.
And it's not even anything that could be thought of as sexual or it's
one of my...
It doesn't conjure an image of sexuality. It's not titillating. It's not anything. It's just what it is.
It's one of my favorite things to say when someone pisses me off. Give me that back. I want that back.
It's a hot water bottle.
I'm gonna start.
What it is.
I'm starting a petition. I want that word back on our radio show because it has nothing to do with the FCC. We study the cases. No one has ever been fined over that word. Ever. Give it back to me.
We really need that word. A combination of two words, actually.
So anyway, you're listening to a syndicated morning show. Most people know that, and a lot of our stations pick us up live in the morning.
Yeah.
But in Cleveland, Rover does a good job in morning, so we're on in afternoons.
Yeah, he has great ratings.
So this show is making fun of us because during the replay in the afternoons in Cleveland, every once in a while you'll hear good morning. Oh, well, it doesn't mean our show sucks, you idiot.
Do we do good morning every second? Is that what we're doing? Wishing people a good morning?
We come back from break and we'll say good morning a few times.
Let's say good afternoon to people.
All right, there you go. Good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How you doing? How's the drive home?
And this is how they're making fun of us because we say good morning because we're a syndicated radio show in morning drive for the most part, but Cleveland gets us in the afternoons. So does that mean that we're less funny? Does that mean we're less entertaining? Because it's a tape broadcast for Cleveland? This is what they had to say, I guess, yesterday? 2 days ago? E-Rock? I really don't know. I don't know this show.
More fatties.
I'm learning more about it because of what they said.
Yeah, this was a few days ago.
All right.
They said
more fatsos in radio.
Is from the Maxwell show.
More embarrassing fat people in radio. God.
WMMS, right?
You know what really kind of upset me? And again, I view this as a team thing.
Ew.
Right. I don't, okay, but... And, dude, so does everyone. I mean, Stansbury, you are dude, you're like one of the funniest, dude, you are. I heard you say yesterday.
Dude. How many times? Boy, is that a crutch. Is that a crutch? What the hell?
I was trying to do YYZ, dude.
Oh, dude. Jesus.
Is that
Which fat slob is him?
Is that honestly, God, that fat pig in the middle of the glasses?
With the goatee and the glasses.
Because all three of them are fat radio guys. Do radio people have any self-control whatsoever when it comes to eating? Do any of them? Or is it just... Because to be honest with you, I think the Opie and Anthony show... Sans E-Rock. We're probably the thinnest radio show on the air. I want to have a scale off with any other radio program.
Well, because we're not feeding an emptiness every morning.
Yeah, there's got to be something.
We're not feeding an insecurity every morning with filling up that empty space with donuts. Donuts. Get
me some donuts. Dude. How many times with the dude and the donuts?
Could you click the thing every time he says dude?
You might not hear what he's saying.
And I know they're smiling today probably.
Dude,
going,
radio.
Opie and Anthony are talking about us. Trust me, it'll be for a couple days. Our pests will beat the crap out of you.
Yeah, we couldn't tell you who we were talking about like a month ago.
And then you go back to obscurity. That's how it works with our radio show.
You know what really kind of upset me? And again, I view this as a team thing.
Right.
I don't, okay, but... And, dude, so does everyone. I mean, Stansbury, you are dude, you're like one of the funniest, dude, you are...
I heard you say it yesterday, and I was happy.
You are
about
without a doubt...
Thank you.
Light years ahead of Jim Norton. You're funnier.
Well,
you are light years ahead of that guy. And that guy should be funnier than he is, because he's a famous road comic, and he ain't all that funny.
Right.
And neither is...
Oh, brother.
What bothers me about that, it's not even what he's saying. It's I don't like the false humility on the other guy.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I've been working. Hard.
Slow down a little bit, yeah.
He probably put his left hand up and shook it, and then put his head left to right. Like, I don't know.
Who is the guy he's talking about? And where can I tune into his HBO special?
We don't know.
And where can I buy his book, his best-selling book?
There's so much.
Who's the comic?
Which one?
This guy in the blue shirt.
The guy in the blue shirt, all the way on the left. Another fat slob.
Another fat
Where's some
nobody.
of his comedy? I want to hear some of his stand-up.
Did you look him up?
Yeah, I can't find
You can't find any of his stand-up? He's that good.
Wow.
You lying sacks of fat.
We got a comedy superstar hiding in Cleveland. Call Hollywood.
So much better than
Call
Jim
Hollywood.
Norton. So much better than selling out friggin' arena Jim Norton guy.
We got to pull him out of obscurity. Call Hollywood.
Oh, my God. The guy cannot possibly be serious when he's saying this.
Well, the comic didn't say it, because comics usually aren't that. We're not that stupid to say something like that. Like, even if he probably secretly thinks that, he probably wouldn't just come out and say it.
The false humility.
I just didn't like the false.
Well,
it is good.
Oh, now I got to hear that.
Let's hear the false humility.
It was very Gleasonish.
All right, pal.
I don't want to.
Look, I'm not full of myself. No.
Doubt.
What?
Light years ahead of Jim Norton.
Sorry, Eric had his hand up.
Sam just found something. Apparently, he's never been on TV, but he's waiting for Comedy Central to call him so he can do a Gotham special.
So much better than Jim Norton.
Hey, you know what though, man, dude, if you can get Comedy Central to call you, dude.
I like how he interrupted one of his dudes to say dude.
Yeah.
He went like, dude.
You know what it is? It's like when you quit smoking. I'll guarantee you this guy went to a hypnotist, and the hypnotist said, all right, you're going to say dude every time you want to slam your fat face into the lap of the man you're talking to. Because to control that compulsion, you're just going to say dude.
Dude.
All right, the Maxwell Show.
Please, dude, you are...
I heard you say it yesterday, and I was happy.
You are without a doubt...
Thank you.
Light years ahead of Jim Norton. You're funnier.
Well,
You are light years ahead of that guy. And that guy should be...
Well, I don't know.
Thank you, Garrity.
Wow, hey.
Damn, Gleason. Yeah. That's what it sounds like. You're right. Thank you, Mr. Marshall.
What a tool.
What a loser.
The guy running the show, it's just, what a douche.
And it's coming in like crazy. Every day they talk about how we say good morning, and that's what they got on us, that they're live and we're,
I know.
in tape delay.
I understand. The local fellas.
Maybe someday you'll understand when, oh, yeah, that's right, you'll never be syndicated, so you'll never understand.
I'll just include it.
8 years ahead of that guy. And that guy should be funnier than he is because he's a famous road comic and he ain't all that funny.
Right.
And neither is Opie and neither is Anthony. They're just not that guy. I mean, I guess maybe 10 years ago they were great, but there's a new sheriff in town.
Ew.
It's a new sheriff.
A new sheriff in
Did
town?
you just end your little rant with there's a new sheriff in town?
Sheriff in town.
I like the voice though. It's very genuine and not put on.
Yeah.
That's right. Private talks all the time, just kind of gravelly. Just a tough ass MF who showed up.
There's a new sheriff in town, and he's eating all the time.
Guess there's not a lot of criminals in your town.
Well,
not getting much exercise, are you, fatty?
Well, if we're not funny, and Jimmy's not funny,
all right,
and they're the new sheriff.
All right, let me tell you something.
What is funny? I want to hear some of their funny.
I would like to hear their funny.
Look, we got an example, of course. We're well prepared. I mean, if you're gonna talk about our show, we're gonna take a little look at you.
Yeah, we're gonna take a peek.
And here's something else to the Maxwell show. We got the bat phone right to the big guy in this company. If you think you're that great, send your demo tape. I'll personally hand it over to Dan Mason.
Yeah,
you loser. This company's looking for talent all the time. Guess what? You don't have it.
Well, I don't know. He's got a very funny picture. I like a good funny picture on his website of him with this sleep apnea thing on his face.
Yeah.
Which is it's a funny picture. Like, if you're going to be funny, start with a funny photo of yourself.
True.
And go to his website. What's his website?
MaxwellShow.com.
Or just
Maxwell Show.
MaxwellShow.com. And put on your laughing hats.
Oh, boy, yeah.
Because I clicked on that picture, and I'm like, this is a funny guy.
All right, get the dude bell ready, because
oh god,
this is something. Look, we just grabbed the bit they did recently.
His crew's name. He has a black guy named Cracker Man.
That's funny. Wow, Cracker Man, and he's black. Oh, that's good.
Oh, that's ironic.
That is ironic.
That's ironic. And the other guy's name is Dan Stansbury, which is a name meant for the Hollywood lights.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hollywood is going to be calling Dan any day now. Well, here you go. You want to?
Yes.
You want to hear some audio from the new sheriff in town?
I would, but let's just be this guy. I guess this guy's a little dangerous. Let's just kind of go slow with it.
Here's the new sheriff.
This is the new sheriff in town.
The comedy that is funnier than anything we do, and certainly anything the unfunny, yet completely famous Jim Norton does.
In a genuine voice. This guy doesn't put on some fat man's radio voice. This is the way he talks.
And a little inside, I'll tear down a wall here. He's attempting to do one of these man's man breaks.
Ooh.
Is that it?
He's going to talk about how he destroyed his wife last night.
Destroyed?
What do they do? Make her listen to his show? I'm not, dude. If we get trashed, we get trashed. But I listened to this clip. He's not a funny guy.
There's radio guys that just have to do these over the top I'm a man type breaks.
No, you want to destroy your wife. Connor Peterson or Scott Peterson, he destroyed his wife.
Yeah. Here we go.
What did I say, Scott?
That's all right.
Stink.
Connor just would have destroyed her another 2 weeks.
Here's the Maxwell show.
So, dude, I would like to tell you that I destroyed my wife last night.
Yeah.
Well, Maxwell, tell us about it.
You got to pause for the... That's it.
Yeah, the high five. The only people that talk like this are people that didn't destroy their wife last night.
How'd you destroy your wife?
Exactly what I'm getting at. There's so much phoniness in this crap.
If you talk about that really in depth and talk about how much you gave it to her, you didn't.
This reminds me of like Rocco.
And you could be. You could very well be. I know a lot of people that do talk like this could very well be impotent. I mean, it's one of those things where you want it to sound like you're really being a man, and the fact of the matter is maybe through your weight problem, because you're a big fat mess, impotence has snuck its way into your underwear.
Yeah.
And you have a problem like that. It's been known to happen.
By the way, Jason from Buffalo, you guys were funny 10 years ago? No, we all heard the BAB tapes.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
10 years ago.
Cut us some slack.
Yeah, did you ever hear my stuff in the mid-'90s? I was like, hi, how are you? I was all happy and happy-go-lucky and please love me.
All right, well, there's a lot to get to here, so get the dude bell out.
I do want to say, I know how he destroyed his wife, by the way.
Yeah.
It's when he infected her because he likes to kneel in front of a booth with a hole in it and open his mouth and welcome people. That's what he should have on his forehead, a welcome sign.
So, dude, I would like to tell you that I destroyed my wife last night.
Yeah?
Dude, I have to be honest here and come clean by saying that for the past 15 or so years I've been telling a lie that I honestly believed. And the lie that I believed was that I'm old, my sex drive's just kind of dropped off the charts. Now that I am no longer chemically altered, yes, I am back with a viper-like vengeance.
We have. Can you pause this so I can laugh?
Wait,
This guy's good.
Har, har, hardy, har, har.
I'm guessing he's
maybe they can
cleaning-
have like a bell or something so the listeners know when they're supposed to laugh.
Yeah. I'm back with a viper-like vengeance. What is that? What is he doing?
Well, he's doing
Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs because he went.
I thought he was doing the viper.
I don't
Like
know
a
if the-
viper tongue.
Oh, what? Maybe he was. I don't know what it is.
I don't know what he's doing. Is the face probably eating?
I'm guessing he's had some sort of chemical dependency because he said some sort of.
Ah.
Now that I'm back chemically, which maybe he switched something. I don't know what his deal is, but maybe that's what it is. So maybe he's. Who knows what he's.
Yeah, who knows what he's
Hopefully
talking
it's
about.
ACT.
Dude. So much, in fact, that I destroyed it last night. And she spoke to the judge this morning.
Yeah.
Dude, and tonight, I will destroy it again, yes? Dude, it's the weirdest thing. Because, it's weird, I'm not really a fan, but I gotta take what I can get. And I haven't said that in, like, 15 years. I mean, seriously, like, I gotta get to, okay, fine, if this is the way it's gotta be, this is the way...
By the way, this is coming in. He destroyed his wife. How? Did he roll over on her?
The worst part about him, it's not that he bashed the show, it's his phony hack radio voice.
Yeah.
Just talk like you talk, stupid.
Yeah, there's no
Talk to the judge.
the
this
judge.
morning.
There's no
What?
there's no just conversation going on there. The guy can't even be honest.
It's a man's
In his
man break
delivery.
he's doing. The radio guys do this all the time.
He's trying too hard to be the intense guy.
Yeah, you gave it to her nice. Yeah, that's
man.
good, man.
How'd you give it to her? Did you take
Okay,
off your sleep apnea mask first? You stupid pig.
Yeah.
Can't even sleep without almost killing yourself. Dude, if I don't have a mechanism on my face, I'm going to die like Reggie White. Dude.
Drop a few pounds, you won't need that.
Or sleep on your side, idiot.
Jackass.
I gotta get to, okay, fine, if this is the way it's gotta be, this is the way it's gotta be. I am destroying it.
Good for you.
Yes. Great.
Good for you.
Oh, man. Yeah, dude, good times.
Yeah.
And she went nuts. She woke up this morning, she was like, did that really happen? I said, and punt. Oh, yeah, dude.
What?
What?
You missed the dude.
And what?
His catchphase to end a sentence or a conversation
Oh, no.
is "and punt." P-U-N-T.
I don't believe you.
What does that mean?
Like he's done.
And
And punt, like you're done.
Meaning-
Like, yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
know-
if you punt, that means you didn't get the job done. What is it? And he has end punt T-shirts.
And stickers.
But if you're punting, that means you didn't get the job done.
that's his catchphrase.
He uses it like
He has a catchphrase called end punt.
he uses it like I know what I'm talking about and you're stupid. So "and punt" ends every conversation.
And punt. Like next.
Like punch out.
No, punt.
Yeah, I know, but
As
he's,
in football. That means,
he's using it as a punch out type
Yeah.
of
yeah, but
thing, but it doesn't make sense.
but that means you're a loser.
yeah.
That means four downs and you were out.
I now know the lie, by the way, that he's been telling himself for 15 years. He somehow put and punt, and he said, this is going to take off. That's the lie you've been telling yourself. No one thinks and punt is catchy or funny.
Only a loser with a loser mentality would come up with end punt, because that's like that means you're not winning in football. That means you suck.
You're the end punt guy. No one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
do
interesting.
it, dude, do it.
Say it,
Do it,
say it.
do it, 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 do it. I got my MMS T-shirt on. Do it, do it, do it.
And punt.
Thanks, dude.
Wow.
And punt. Oh, yeah, dude.
I got what I can't say
You
anymore
say
on the radio.
douche chills?
Can you say that one, Ant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I got the douche chills from this.
Hey.
From this, you know.
Can we hear him say
DC.
that again? Because again, the voice is so just and punt. And punt.
And she went nuts. She woke up this morning, she was like, did that really happen? I said, and punt. Oh, yeah, dude.
Why would you say that to your
Dude.
wife
Why would you say it to your wife?
instead of just saying yes or brush your teeth before I give it to you again?
If he ever really said and punt to her, she would probably be like,
She would kick,
shut up.
she would kick him in
Why
the...
am I with this idiot?
Yeah, what are you talking about? I'm not your stupid friends at the station.
Yeah.
I'm not the black guy who called Cracker Man.
Cracker Man.
Just the name alone.
That is great, isn't it?
Cracker Man rules.
Yeah, have that black guy on your show so you could do some racial humor.
he's good,
That's
man.
good. Yeah.
Good. Yeah. It's good to see you're getting over your fears, buddy.
Well, it's kind of a necessary evil right now. I mean, this is all I got left. You know what I have left?
One
I have,
station.
Ice cream,
ice cream, Starbucks, and
sex.
hootenanny.
Hootenanny.
That's it.
Nice.
That's it. That's all I got left.
Wait. Did he just wait? No. That didn't happen. And punt. That didn't just happen.
And punt.
Did
When do you use
that
that punt?
idiot refer to sex as hootenanny?
But I found a worse crime is that somebody felt obligated to laugh at it.
To repeat it and laugh at it.
Just can you listen to
Oh,
Hootenanny?
hootenanny.
He said Hootenanny, and that struck somebody's funny bone.
Yeah.
Ice cream, Starbucks, and
Sex.
hootenanny.
Hootenanny.
That's it.
Hootenanny.
Nanny, you didn't.
Hootenanny.
Oh, you didn't.
You didn't.
Yeah.
It just shows your talent. I wish I could have came up with hootenanny.
And that
punt.
explains that explains his weight. Ice cream, Starbucks,
And
probably shoving everything down his throat.
You must be quitting something.
Oh,
Well, yeah, obviously he's.
Good luck to you.
yeah.
Godspeed.
Cream, Starbucks, and
Sex.
hootenanny.
Hootenanny.
That's it.
Nice.
That's it. That's all I got left.
That's all you need, really.
That's it. Well, oh really? Oh really? You're gonna tell me that's all I need?
That's all.
You
That's all.
raging, whore-mongering dope fiend. Really? Is that all I need?
That's all you need. I haven't seen the.
And punt.
That's a genuine laugh.
Oh. Jeez, why are we in this business?
Really? Is that all I need?
That's all you need. I haven't seen the light yet.
Yeah, man. Yeah, dude. Good times. I mean, dude, she spoke to the judge. She got that done in like $1.15.
Really?
Oh, dude. Like the blood is a pub pig again.
What?
I mean, dude, like, I would compare it to a car that, dude, you've been due for an oil change, and you haven't had it. You're like 6,000 miles overdue. The pistons just are... Then you do the flush and fill, dude. Put some 10W40 in there, boy. And, dude, you're rocking. Yes.
You're good to go, huh?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we really have to worry about the Maxwell
That
show.
guy's
Christina from Cleveland.
Not seeing them as a threat.
Stansbury's an effing fat douche. He was at a local bar passing out bumper stickers during a Browns game 2 Sundays ago. Why doesn't Jimmy pass out bumper stickers?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Jimmy doesn't have to.
Well, I mean, I would like to get a piece. Maybe this Dan Stansbury, maybe this guy's a force to be reckoned with. It's very possible. So, I mean, a lot of the greats have come out of Cleveland. I would say if any of his stuff is around, I say we give it a listen in the spirit of fairness. I'm sure this kid is too.
Yeah.
And you're not listening to a bunch of wusses here. This is what we'll do for Dan Stansbury. You think you're funnier than Jim Norton? Tape any set from anywhere.
Take your best
You
stuff.
could do it in front of your mom, in your bathroom, in your shower, at a comedy club, but I doubt that you're really actually a working stand-up. This is the challenge, and you call their show, all right? You think you're funnier than Jim Norton? Send a tape in. And I swear you got my word. We'll play it. No more than like 3 or 4 minutes. We can't spend that much time on you.
We will play it.
And we'll play your entire set on our syndicated morning radio show.
Dude.
All right? You'll get way more exposure than you get on the stupid Maxwell show. And we'll see if you're funnier than Jim Norton. We're not going to sit here and hide. That's what we say today to Dan and the Maxwell show. You know, we know your show's not funnier. Let's now see if your comedian friend there is funnier than Jim Norton.
Well, I don't want to.
And punt.
That's awful.
You know, instead of this phony radio crap, there you go. We challenge you now. You think you're funnier than Jim? Send in a set.
Thank you, Mrs. Manicati.
And if you're not going to send in a set, then shut your effing mouth.
God.
Shut your effing mouth, okay? That's what we do today. And that's why we're in the position we're in. A syndicated morning show, because we don't hide behind our stupid microphones.
I appreciate it, Grogan.
I don't want to.
Get the word to the Maxwell show that we want a set from Dan.
We'd love a set from Dan.
Want a set from Dan, and we'll play it word for word on our effing show.
Hold on, what do you say?
Okay?
He's also, what's the MD stand for, sweetie?
Music director.
Oh, he's the music director
Oh,
of
my
MS.
God, I feel sorry for the guy.
Oh, he's Maxwell's producer, too.
Oh, how cute. How cute.
And co-host. So this guy's,
Wow.
And by the way,
Multifaceted.
after the break...
Real people of genius. Real people of genius.
Yeah, one of their bits. That is a little tease. One of their bits. Wow, what an original idea, first of all. It's topical. It's timely.
But I want to make this perfectly clear again, okay? Because the Maxwell show, just casually saying that Jimmy's not funny, even though he's got an HBO special that's going to set the world on fire.
That's right, dude.
And they're all brave behind these things.
Yes, dude.
So now we call you out. You think your guy's funnier than Jim? I don't care. We'll give you 3 weeks to even train. 3-4 weeks. We don't give a crap. Send us a set, and we'll play it right here on our show. And don't come up with some lame excuse. We're talking to well over 1 million people every single day. That's great exposure for some nobody in Cleveland. And we'll see how funny you really are.
Good afternoon, sir.
Oh, by the way, there will be no set sent to us because they're a bunch of just They're just full of you-know-what.
I would...
the radio's filled with guys like this, all brave, but when you call them out on it, they just run and hide and just kind of go about their business and make believe they didn't hear this.
And we won't edit your set. I got to promise the guy that your set will not be edited except for any type of language we can't play. But no, we're not going to chop your bits to make you look stupid.
Oh, of course not.
Whatever. It's, I don't want to... I don't know.
Business is filled with these guys.
One old crow at that.
They're one-market sensations, and in this case, this guy's not even a one-market sensation.
No, he's not even a sensation in one market.
He's not even a sensation in one market.
He's a fat slob.
I understand
We're
what
the premier show for XM Satellite Radio, and we're still on about 20 regular radio stations. So bring it on, Maxwell. Bring it on. Have your little comedian friend send a little tape, and we'll see if he's funnier than Jim. All right?
Punt.
Because we could babble, you could babble, but let's do it that way. Let's see what he's all about.
Watch him send a set of comedic brilliance.
Some of the greatest, most cutting-edge material.
Edgy, clean, smart.
Clever.
And we play it, and he gets discovered. And he gets a show, and I have to audition for it. It's called the I'm a Fat Pig Show, and Maxwell is cast. I don't even know if Maxwell's that fat. I just like saying that.
Maxwell's fat.
And by the way...
Maxwell's in the middle, right?
Yeah.
He's a fatty.
And by the way, the reason Maxwell's not doing Morning Drive is because Bob and Tom are.
He probably trashes Rover because he's on a competing station. I get it. He trashes us. Does he trash Bob and Tom?
No.
Yeah, why don't you trash Bob and Tom?
If
That
you're doing
show
honest radio,
blows
dude,
up.
come on.
Bob and Tom blow. We have a bit from the Maxwell show after the break that is just gonna
hilarious.
You're gonna be laughing so hard. You're gonna drive off the road.
Yeah, get to where you got to go and pull over.
Yeah, put it in park before we play this amazing bit from the Maxwell show.
Opie is sipping something and almost choking.
He's using some water to wash that down. What were you eating? What type of disgusting morning food, afternoon food were you eating?
Well, we got self-control on the show, so instead of big fat donuts every morning, we try to eat healthy. God forbid.
A little sensible.
God forbid there's a radio guy that actually stays in shape.
God forbid.
Coming up in a little bit, maybe on the next break, we have Don King, who is early plugging his fights at Madison Square Garden on October 6th. Some great events.
Man, that guy's been promoting for a while, huh?
Amazing.
Jeez.
All right, we're in the middle of giving the Maxwell show from Cleveland a lot of attention. And I'll say it again, don't get too excited, boys. You go back into obscurity probably by tomorrow. Not even a one-market sensation. I guess they got a guy named Dan something. I don't even know his last name anymore.
What is it?
But it doesn't matter. But Maxwell, I guess, the main guy is saying that he's funnier than Jim Norton. Jim Norton's going to be on HBO in the very near future. What? We're down
October 13th.
2 weeks. A week and a half.
Yeah.
Like 9 days, right?
I go to LA Sunday, so that's for the 7th.
Yeah, 9 days. And this guy is, I guess he's setting Cleveland on fire with his comedy. So instead of sitting here and just babbling through these microphones, we're like, all right, we'll accept the challenge. You think your Dan guy's funnier than Jim? Have Dan send us one of his sets. We don't care. We don't care where he gets his set from. We'll accept any set that he thinks is really, really good. And we'll play the whole thing in its entirety without even goofing on it. And then everyone else gets to decide if this kid from Cleveland is funnier than Jim.
New sheriff in town.
But guess what? We'll never get a tape from this guy because it's another radio show that just babbles through these stupid things. And they don't mean what they say. Bunch of phonies.
Phonies and liars.
By the way, we've never lost one of these little
fatsos.
We've never lost one of these radio battles. We've never lost. Not a one. Don King should be signing us.
For our battles.
We've never lost one of these. Cause
we've duked it out.
Because we call these guys out for being the phonies they are.
Right,
Dave
dude.
Wellington, our fine PD from WBCN, writes, subject, Maxwell. This guy's a no talent. He's been hounding me since my Vegas days for a gig. He is like a poor man's grease man without the talent. I could get more ratings from putting an ashtray in the studio than that hack.
An ashtray.
You hear that, Maxwell?
Now that's funny.
You hear that, Maxwell? He'd rather just place. Let me make this perfectly clear for the listeners. This is what you would hear every day, and this would get more ratings than you. All of a sudden, the mic would be live, and you would hear the placing of the ashtray in front of the mic. And that's all you would hear for 4 hours, and Dave saying it would get ratings. Way more ratings than you.
An ashtray in front of the mic.
It's ashtray in the mornings.
I know, this guy was pretty funny, though, man. That break he did on the giving his wife the
When he used the voices. Is that what he means by poor man's grease man? Like he tries to use the little voices to enhance his stories, like Grease did.
I was slinging lead there.
I was part of the Washington SWAT team.
Yeah.
Grease Manelli. Grease Manelli.
What do you call his drinking again? What was it?
Bone dry.
Oh, yeah. So I had a bone
dry. I had a bone dry martini while I thought things over. And then I grabbed my weaponry and weapons of mass destruction.
I grabbed
and
my...
went out.
No, it was
delivering justice.
It was always like old school, though, like get. That's my get.
My get.
Yeah. Dave continues. So Maxwell, a guy that you sent a lot of tapes to, is saying you're a hack and that he could get more ratings from putting an ashtray in the studio than you. And then he writes, how many cartons of smokes does he go through in a day? Way to grill him, boys. All right, we're going to have the big announcement. We're going to Boston for their Halloween show. We'll have the announcement on our show. You want to hear this bit? This is the real people of genius.
And this is a Maxwell bit.
Yeah.
All right.
The guy who trashed us saying that we're not a funny show.
Not a funny show.
Okay.
Yeah, new sheriff in town.
Yeah.
And this is what the sheriff is bringing. This is the type of justice the sheriff is doling out. Yeah. Look out, people. Here it comes.
Real people of genius.
Real people of genius.
Today we salute you, mister, driving around in a crappy car with thousands of dollars worth of accessories on it and a loud muffler guy.
Mister, driving around in a crappy car with thousands of dollars worth of accessories on it and a loud muffler guy.
There's so much about you that pisses me off. I don't even know where to start.
He really is a rageaholic.
Let's start with those stupid decals you put all over your car. For a minute there, I thought that might have been one of those high-powered Formula One race cars, but much to my surprise, it's a Civic.
He's totally dumbfounded.
Thanks to you, Mr. Driving Around in a crap...
Dude, I don't know if I can get to the end of this.
All right. First of all, Than brings up a good point.
There are times when we do this radio show, I feel uncomfortable because I know people are going somewhere else because maybe we're not on our game, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm feeling that right now, even though we're like just pointing out how awful this is. I don't know if we can play the rest.
And this is like they must have been really excited to play this. Than brings up a great point. He says this isn't even a parody. This is pretty much just doing one of these commercials.
Right.
Because these commercials are just... this is what they've kind of degenerated to over the years. You know, I'll admit it. It's kind of a tired campaign, you know? Sorry. I understand. You know, I enjoy the beer. I love it. But the campaign itself, maybe you could move on.
They've had better ones.
They've had, well, when this first started, it was new, unique, kind of funny. You know, they brought some irony to it. Now they're just kind of, all right. And this is an example of exactly what the commercials are now. You could absolutely have the guy that voices those commercials do this line by line, and they would play it as a commercial. So it's not really a parody as much as they're just doing one of these commercials.
Right.
And whatever they're doing, it's not ironic, and it has the humor value of a mind collapse. You're not making a point by doing that bit, you cornball.
Thanks to you, Mr. Driving Around in a crappy car with thousands of dollars worth of accessories on it and a loud muffler guy, your music and your stereo were loud enough for all of us.
I ran out of breath at the end of that.
Of course he did.
And what's with the
Way to go, fat
muffler
boy.
on the back of your car? The muffler that makes the car louder. If it was supposed to make the car louder, it'd be called a louder, not a muffler, you moron!
It's called a muffler, not a louder, you moron.
You!
Oh, wow. Okay, I couldn't. No, stop it. Just stop it. Just stop it. Stop it.
And it can even drive fast enough to fly.
Did they write that? I'm just trying to get the image of them writing it and going, yeah, let's call it a louder.
Or did he just have bullet points? Like put a bunch of Z's and then like a spike with louder on it, and then a bunch of Z's and then a spike with another word on it. Whatever you were going for with that. I don't know if it was to be ironic or if it was to parody it directly. Whatever you were going for, it was awful and it wasn't funny.
This is really painfully bad.
And
Don't
punt.
turn red. I hate you regardless of your car. You know why? Because you're a white guy with brown hair and blonde highlights that are sticking up from behind your stupid white M&M visor.
He's the real Slim Shady, yes he is.
So today we
What does this mean? What do they mean?
I love when it gets to the point where Anthony just gets angry.
Because I don't know what they're giving, what it means.
I love
It's
it.
not making sense.
I love this crap. How
Holy Jesus. And the harmonies sound like the voices from the miniseries V. Remember that one? It's that weird double voice thing. It's not even, it doesn't resemble the sound of the commercial. And I don't know what they were talking about.
Instead of a new sheriff, how about just a funny DJ?
Yeah.
Could we have that?
Try
in
that
town?
first.
Yeah. How about that,
Go
Fat?
for that.
Stephen S. He's the real slob shady.
Yeah, anything but Slim Shady.
He's the worst thing, and he's what he is. He's a cornball. He's a cornball.
Have him out in the sun and use him for shady. Okay. That was hack, but I had to say it.
Car with thousands of dollars worth of accessories on it and a loud muffler guy. If my daughter ever dates a guy like you, I'll kill myself.
Well, there's hope.
How about your co-host, Mr. Crackman or Crackerman?
Crackerman.
What if she brings him home?
I like to make werewolf movies.
Yes.
All right. Well,
Betty likes turtles.
Well, we better run scared because
those guys are dangerous.
they're very dangerous, Jimmy. They're on
Yeah.
fire. You don't want to play
That's the way it
Name
goes.
that whore, do you?
No, I don't need to hear any more of this because people are just going to run away from our show.
Name that whore.
And go to that show.
Yeah, see, we're giving him too much commercial time. Boy, people are just going to...
All you're doing is turning people on to
in
him.
droves.
Well, you know, that's what some people will say if you do this type of radio, but we throw them back into obscurity, and then, you know, they get their attention for a day or two, and then they just go away.
Is it true the benchmark bit is what the F? No?
Snag it for free, courtesy of the Maxwell Show.
Time to play Who's That Whore? Who's That Whore? With Maxwell on 100.7 WMMS.
Man.
All right, who's that whore today? Gonna
Punt.
Matt Barberton. What?
I don't know.
Why did he throw a punt in there?
I don't know.
Why did he punt?
Maybe that was just subconscious telling him what to do with this bit.
And Maxwell,
Phony radio voice.
yeah, and I'm going to bring this up. Maxwell, who are you? Are you doing Rocco? Are you doing Greaseman? Are you doing Rocky Allen? Like, whose voice are you trying to imitate?
Yeah, what
'Cause it
are you
changes
doing?
all the time.
Yeah.
It's that growly fat guy voice.
There's a little man cow in there. Who are you,
Just
Maxwell?
sitting here.
Why don't you use your real voice? Like,
Dude.
you obviously don't have confidence in your own voice and delivery. Like every bit of audio we play, it's a different voice. This is Rocky Allen here in New York.
Shut up, Wang. Dude.
Get back in the kitchen, Wang.
Yeah, it's Rocco.
Linger longer. What can I tell you?
Snag it for free, courtesy of the Maxwell Show.
Time to play
Yeah. Maxwell, yeah.
Whore? With Maxwell on 100.7 WMMS.
Got you.
All right, who's that whore today? Gonna
Punt.
Matt Barberton. What's up, man?
See, I know I'm going way inside here, but this is Rocky Allen.
Yeah.
This is Rocky Allen delivery all the way.
Oh, wait, stand by. Matt, how are you?
How's it going?
I'm good, dude. How are you? Matt?
How are you, Matt?
Matt. Yes, Matt.
Yeah,
Yes, how are you, Matt?
I'm good.
Are you there, Matt?
I am here.
All right, Matt, listen carefully.
We
Matt!
each have our own individual dreams and goals, but we are best friends. We grew up together, and we'll still support each other.
Hey, Matt, who's that whore there?
Is it Beyonce? Beyonce knows.
You nailed that whore! Wow, dude, you got it. Hang on the line. Wow.
We were not expecting that.
No.
Oh, my God.
That's what he should say if a laugh came. We were not expecting that. Wait, that's
That was...
the big thing, like the funny play on words. Like if you guess it, they have a pre-recorded thing that says you nailed
that whore.
Oh, I got it. That's the way guys talk.
Yeah, nailing that whore. What? Is that what they want? Is that
And
what, like,
punt.
and
punt.
And punt.
And
And punt.
and
Well, I'm sure we'll address that on the other side.
and
punt.
Yeah.
All right, well, there you go. There's your attention, Maxwell. I guess you wanted our attention. You got it today. Congratulations. But you will be back in obscurity within a day, so enjoy the attention from our pest today.
Yeah, the pests will have a little bit of fun with you, knocking you around like a kitten with a little play
And don't
toy.
forget, we'll be checking our emails and our and the snail mail every day, waiting for that set from your funny comedian friend there.
And he's on from 3 to 7 in Cleveland. It's MaxwellShow.com, and you can contact him. And maybe you're a fan and you want to just tell him he's great. 800-348-1007. That's 3 to 7 in Cleveland.
And punt.
And pant.
I'm sure perhaps Ramon will want to call into the show.
Absolutely.
Frunkus might want to call in. E-Rock, I'm sure. The Nagels, all of the Nagels will be calling in, I'm sure. Come on.
We do have the best listeners, man. Oh, my God. Let's play Who's Maxwell. Where's the other one? That was really funny. How about we play Who's That Boar?
That was just awful stuff, man. Is it all about just pre-recorded stuff? Like that Who's That Whore bit was nothing but like their pre-recorded intro and outro. The whole meat of it was there was nothing to it.
Well, that's why I said Rocky Allen. Rocky Allen, sorry, Buffalo. He's a legend up there. He's here in New York, and that's the type of crap he does, and there's no substance to it. It's a bunch of production, and then it's like, it's an excuse to say, you nailed that whore. Why don't you just say you nailed that whore?
You nailed that whore. Like when we're doing something and we play like a promo for something, it's a goof because it's funny to goof on that stuff. But these people, they're actually out there doing that for real.
There's no goof there. They can't wait to go, you nailed that whore.
Yeah. Oh, the guys are loving this. Guys love this kind of stuff.
Good afternoon, Cleveland. Good afternoon, Cleveland.
They don't like hearing good morning.
It's Opie and Anthony. How's everybody today?
Good morning.
Doing good, doing good, doing good? That's good. That's good. That's good. Good for you. Good for you. Good for you. Phone number 877-212-O&A. Also want to say hi to Philly this morning.
Oh, yeah.
Want to say hi to Chicago this morning.
Hope's sports cities.
Even though it's afternoon in Cleveland. Good afternoon, Cleveland. Mm-hmm. You want to deal with the Maxwell show? I guess the O&A pests are having a real good time with...
Good, have fun.
The Maxwell show out of Cleveland.
Fun, pests.
Who wants to explain this for the people that might not have been listening yesterday?
There are a couple of faggots in Cleveland who...
Fatsos.
Just two radio fatsos who we've never heard of. And people are going to crap talk you. It's what happens. But that's they started in with the O&A show was funny 10 years ago. And then he starts in with I'm not funny. And his guy in studio is funnier than me.
Yeah, so right, Jimmy Norton isn't funny. He would put this other guy that's on his show up against you any day. And
I'm sure he would. That guy's terrific.
Oh, a scream.
So, there's a lot of radio guys. They just kind of hide behind these things.
A microphone.
And they don't even mean half the crap they say. So we challenged the Maxwell show. They're saying this guy, I forgot his name. Dan?
Dan Stansfield or Stansbury.
All right, Dan.
But he's not a stand-up. We thought he was a stand-up. He's not a stand-up.
Well, we challenged Dan. We're like, all right, if Maxwell's saying that you're funnier than Jim Norton, and you think you're funnier than Jim Norton, this is what we do, because we don't hide behind microphones. You send us your funniest set, and we'll play it on our show without goofing on it.
Yeah.
We'll let it play in its entirety, and then we'll let the audience decide.
Let the people judge.
If this Dan guy that's just hiding in Cleveland is funnier than Jim Norton.
Secret weapon.
Yeah, I guess.
Cleveland.
Yeah. Jim's going to be on HBO in a week or so. He's flying out to do Jay Leno. But there's a guy funnier than Jim just hiding and just biding his time in Cleveland.
And he's a diamond in the rough.
We like going there from time to time, but...
Yeah.
But I guess the point I'm making is if you're someone that's funny, you're hoping to move past Cleveland and maybe move to L.A. or New York so you can be discovered for being the funny guy you are.
Yeah.
Well, I don't mind. That doesn't annoy me. Someone saying you suck, you're not funny, that never bothers me. It's the other stuff that this guy says, that this fat pig host says about, like, shock value and content. It's all that crap that annoys me. You're not funny. All
right, well, we'll play... So the pests had added yesterday. This is one of these projects like the Opie and Anthony show. We're syndicated across America, and we're the biggest show on XM satellite radio. So we don't have a lot of time to spend on the Maxwell show, who's so great. This radio show's so great. It's only heard in Cleveland,
one market.
And I don't mean to trash Cleveland, but once again, if you're doing a radio show. There was a time I wanted to stay in Rochester for my entire radio career. I thought Rochester was a great place. I loved the people. I just loved it up there. But, when you get a little experience behind you and a little talent, other cities come a-calling.
Yeah.
And you look forward to moving on to a bigger city and more exposure for your radio show to more people.
You want to make the best of it. You move on and you move up.
But this Maxwell show has been just rotting in Cleveland.
Isn't he
just
begging Dave Wellington for a gig in Boston? He's trying to get syndicated to Boston and Wellington.
Yeah, we read that email yesterday. Dave Wellington, the fine PD of BCN, goes, "This guy's a hack. He's been after me for years trying to get a gig."
Why don't you and your funny sidekick talk about that? Talk about how you've been begging for a gig in Boston, fat boy.
Oh, an honest story out of that show?
You put on your sleep apnea outfit. You put on your little fat boy sleep apnea mask. I got to sleep with machinery on my face or I'll die like Reggie White. I hope he dies in his sleep.
And
That's shock value content, fatso.
And here's the deal, too. This is one of those projects for the pests. You know, we don't have time for a show like the Maxwell show.
Throw this to the pests. They love it.
And I don't want the pests to let up anytime soon. You know, because, when you got a radio show that has Guess That Whore and what was the other one? What was the other thing they did?
Guess That Whore.
Huh? Oh, the real
Men of Genius spot.
Yeah.
Oh, just.
We can't compete with that stuff.
Well, the funny
or catchphrases. We can't compete with the catchphrase and punt.
Who's that whore? But then after you guess who the whore is.
Who's that whore, right.
This is the funny part, the play on words where he goes, you nailed that whore. You nailed that whore.
Like you nailed her.
By the way, Steve contacted this Dan guy, because we don't mess around here on this show. These stupid things make a lot of radio guys brave, but when it comes right down to it, when you call these guys out, they cower in their little in the corner of their studio.
Yeah, we'll talk.
Oh God, I hope they just stop talking about me soon. I actually can't handle this.
We'll talk. We'll get on the air and talk with you.
There's one part, by the way, when I listened to it last night because E-Rock sent me a link or something sent me a link, where he's talking about, I don't know why a big show like that. I hope if we get to be that big that we don't talk about a show from Cleveland. It's like you're playing it both ways, you little faggot. You can't start trashing a show, and then when we address it, that's your excuse. Well, we're just little guys. Don't talk about us. Shut up.
You know what that means? That means, oh my God, please, can your listeners stop ruining our show?
Yeah, well,
we're trying to do a show and they keep calling us.
Our listeners have a great way of just hijacking other radio shows.
Yep.
They just find fun in it.
Yeah, they enjoy it. They steal the other person's show out from under them.
They just sit around all day waiting for this show to go on the air because I guess they're live. And I don't even know when they're on. I guess they're on against us. I think I learned that yesterday.
I thought they were they are afternoons because so are we. Yeah. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon in Cleveland. I guess they're on opposite us in Cleveland. I swear to you, I had no idea. And no idea.
There's one point where, thanks, Eric, they pride themselves on telling you what's good with a show as well as what's wrong with it. I think at one point that this Stansbury, who's a laugh getter, if I've ever heard one, is talking about Rover. And he's like, we're the type of show, we'll tell you what's good with Rover's show and what's wrong with it. It's like, why are you listening to Rover's show if you don't like it?
And what makes you an expert?
Yeah, exactly.
On what's good or bad? What are they, consultants?
You're his music director, producer / sidekick.
Yeah.
You're everything. You're his mouth.
Because that's what you see all the time.
And punt.
You always see suits and talent. That makes a great mixture.
Oh, always.
Management and talent doing the same, pulling down the same gig.
Well, he's not. This guy's not. Stansbury or Stansfield is not a manager guy. He's a big fatso.
Yep.
He's a big fatso who tries to have like that trucker mentality. Like, I'm just a wild guy who can't stop getting high.
We'll get all the men to listen because we act like men.
I'm crazy, dude. I get high. I'm lazy. And I went to his MySpace page. And they're smoking something out of a can. It's like, what's funny about that? Where's the funny thing? You and your fat friends
smoking
supposed to be
pot
funny. On a couch?
It's supposed to be cool, man.
And you know what?
They're just cool.
If this Dan guy was actually, funny or funnier than Jim Norton, he would. The big markets would be a calling.
Yep.
This business is starving. They're looking for talent all over America, and they can't find it. So if this guy is that funny and he's just sitting there in Cleveland, trust me, New York or Chicago or Boston or Philly would grab this guy in a second.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, hey, Maxwell, talk about that, though. Talk today on your show about how you have been begging Wellington for a gig in Boston.
Yep.
Why won't you talk about that?
And when Wellington was in Vegas. If you
Vegas
want to go
too?
real
Okay.
inside with this whole thing.
Yeah. Talk about that on your show. How you've been rejected for syndication.
All right, why don't we take a break and we'll play the Maxwell show. After the break, the Pest did a fine job. The first one is great. This guy's so dry and sarcastic. It just makes me laugh really, really hard. All right, listen, the Maxwell Show, Cleveland. Let's get this out of the way because we got lots of great stuff to do today on the show.
This guy attacks Rover all the time. I guess because Rover's doing massive numbers.
Rover just kicks ass in Cleveland.
And this guy's like apparently like listening to a show. Like the guy goes, yeah, we tell you what's good about it, what's bad about it. It's like, well, if the show sucks and if you don't like it, why are you listening to it?
Why
are you
listen
up in the
at
morning
all?
Listening to it.
Probably to get some show ideas.
And how did they get to the point where they can judge what's good or bad on a show when They're just sitting there kind of rotting
in Cleveland
in afternoons.
And once again, nothing against Cleveland, but if you're in radio, you're hoping to go to the biggies. L.A., Chicago, Dallas, Philly, Boston, Washington. Those are like cities you dream of being heard in.
It's just a numbers game. The more
we're heard in all of those cities, by the way.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right, here we go. Maxwell Show. Listen, this is one of our pests getting through. Listen to the dry sarcasm just seeping through this guy.
All right, yeah, Maxwell Show. Who's this?
It's Seth.
What's up, Seth? How are you?
Oh, I'm great.
Yes, Seth.
Yeah, I'm great. I understand you don't like Jimmy Norton, but that's okay. Let's do Who's That Whore? I'm ready to do it.
No, I actually think that in a radio studio, Stansbury is funnier than Jim Norton. Yes, I do.
All right, well, have it your way. O&A wants you to do a little thing where you send a bit to them and see who's funnier. But you know what? That's not the thing. The thing is now Who's That Whore? Let's do it.
What a smart ass.
That's a listener that gets it. Like, look, ass. These guys just gave you great radio, so why aren't you going with it? What the hell? Let's just do Who's That Whore?
Yeah.
Who's That Whore is just a corny
That's
bit.
hacky.
Like, come on, let's get to it. The guy's all psyched.
Yeah, all
He
sarcastic.
bashes him and then sarcastic. Yeah, come on, let's go.
Basically I'll say it again, that we are giving you, we're handing you radio gold, but I guess you're smart, that you know better than that. So let's just play this hacky bit that you got planned for fuck.
Yeah.
You let the C out. Damn.
I like the fact that after the sea flew out, Ope covered his mouth like that would bring it back in.
Yeah, oof. As long as the K stays in there, I'm fine.
I don't even, and it's not about this guy saying his guy is funnier. Fine, you should think your guy is funnier. That's why he's working with you.
Jimmy.
Well, I haven't heard the guy say a funny thing. He's just a fat man who tries to play up that like I'm a crazy fat guy. Whoa, dangerous.
Jim.
Yeah. Dangerous, dude.
In all fairness, there's a very extremely slight possibility that this guy could be funnier than you.
Wow.
The possibility.
At least I'll sit here and be honest.
Yes.
I don't know what this guy does. I've never heard him before. So we're willing to give him a chance.
Yes.
So now, see, this is where they back out. Because yesterday we're like, all right, we thought he was a stand-up comic. So you send your best set, and we'll play it on the radio, and we won't goof on it. We'll let it play in its entirety. So now this is where they back out because, they're just babbling through these microphones. They don't mean half the crap they're saying because they're just a bunch of peas, if you know what I mean.
Phony radio.
So now
douches.
the guy, he figured this is the way out of it. What I'm saying is he's funnier than Jim when it comes to being in a radio studio.
Uh-huh.
All right. So we changed it up a little bit. To this guy, Dan, because the Maxwell guy, he's just a waste of time. So we're talking to you now, Dan, directly. Your boss there is saying that you're funnier at a radio station, on a radio show, than our own Jim Norton. You send the funniest thing you've ever done on the radio to the Opie and Anthony show, and we'll play it on our show. It'll be heard by millions.
Funniest thing ever. The bit that you heard, and when it happened or you recorded it, you just went, oh, my God, this is it.
Because this Maxwell, this guy, this Dan guy, he's the music director. He's, I think, the producer. How did Maxwell stumble on this gift? What did Maxwell do to deserve this gift that Dan is? He's a jack of all trades. Everyone else looks at Dan and thinks, wow, just a fat pig who's good for nothing.
Right.
But he's a gift. He's a gem, and Maxwell got him.
Yeah, Maxwell's a waste of time. He's a fatso that is useless to us right now, okay? This guy, Dan, listen to me. We can make things happen. We can make dreams happen. You send the funniest thing you've ever done on the radio, even if it was college radio. We will play it on our show to see how funny you really are.
College radio. Did you see a picture of this incest survivor? He's lucky if he got out of 4th grade. Was that more shock humor?
Oh, Jimmy.
Don't be so shocking.
Well.
We talked to Dan Mason, who's the head of CBS Radio. You know who Dan Mason is.
Of course.
They're Dan in Cleveland. And we also talked to Fareed, who runs Citadel. So, look, we can make things happen. So this Maxwell guy is a waste of time. He's saying you're really funny on a radio show. Send in the funniest thing you've ever done. We'll play it on our show. And we'll be the judges, and our listeners will be the judges.
Yeah.
And these big, huge radio execs will be the judges.
They're going to get to hear it.
Because if you're truly anywhere as near as funny as Jim Norton, You're going to be saying goodbye to Cleveland, my friend.
You know, there is such a shortage of talented radio programs and people for radio programs that if you're good, if you're that good, if you're better than Jimmy Norton, then you got a spot in national syndication somewhere.
So stop the hiding up there in Cleveland and babbling and talking through microphones and not meaning what you're saying. That's the new challenge. All right, you're not a stand-up. We didn't know that. We don't know anything about you guys. I'm sorry, but we just don't.
Yeah.
But Dan, to you personally, he's saying you're really funny on the radio. Send us the funniest thing you've ever done. You have nothing to lose. Let's see what he says to that one.
Before yesterday, we never heard of these guys.
It's going to be quite embarrassing when they have to like talk their way out of this one. Why would we do that? He continues here.
Okay. Where you send a bit to them and see who's funnier. But you know what? That's not the thing. The thing is now who's that whore? Let's do it.
I'm not a stand-up comic. That's right. He's not a stand-up comic. He never claimed to be a stand-up comic.
He is. He's a stand-up comic. What are you talking about? He's an O&A. He does his own big...
No, Stansbury, you jackass.
You jackass.
God, pay attention, idiot.
Was that Stansbury?
I just want to be a butt boy for O&A, even though they don't care about us at all in Cleveland.
Is that Stansbury? Butt boy. Was that Maxwell?
That's a scream.
Which one was that?
I really don't know.
Stansbury. Wow.
I couldn't tell you.
I don't know. And by tomorrow, I don't care at all.
That was funny. A butt boy.
Oh, that's great.
Gem.
Good stuff.
Let's see what this is.
Wow, it seems like one of the callers upset them a little bit.
And let me explain what happens. Our listeners don't care about you guys. They're using your show to have fun.
Yep.
Do you get it? We don't care about your stupid radio show. This is why you guys will be stuck in Cleveland for a really long time. You don't get it. Our listeners sit around. They do this for sport. They do this for fun. It's a hobby.
Yeah.
They all get together on their cell phones and on their webcams, and they're just toying with you.
And they
don't give a
pre-plan
crap about you
until the hour hits that you're on the air, and then they all have fun.
It's 3 to 7 in Cleveland. Central Time, I think Cleveland is. It's 800-348-1007, The Maxwell Show. And as you can tell by that clip, they're just funny guys.
Yeah.
Well, you look at them and you go, that's just two fat pigs, but they're really funny guys.
Oh, God, did you hear that?
And can I say it again? I like repeating myself. I think the faithful listeners know that by now. But that guy that got through to their show, he's not a butt boy for the Opie and Anthony show. He's doing it for his own enjoyment, his own amusement, and also knowing that in the O&A community, he just got a little bump up in stats.
Yeah, people listened and laughed.
He's not doing it for us, you idiot.
Idiot.
I just want to be a butt boy for O&A, even though they don't care about us at all in Cleveland.
Right.
Even though this is the only town where they're not number one because they're getting their ass kicked by a recovering lame-ass drug addict and a douche from Cleveland.
What?
And you know what?
Let me tell you something about. He's a recovering drug addict and a douche from Cleveland. I guess that's them. That's like their affectionate way of saying that we're two nobodies. I'm the addict. And I'm the douche.
Yeah.
You know, just two hardcore guys in the neighborhood.
Self-deprecating a little.
I'm a recovering addict too. Stupid. What do you think of that?
Yeah.
Stupid.
And we do care about
Stupid.
Cleveland.
Stupid. Dummy. Stupid. That made me laugh.
And I can handle my drugs and booze. Pussy.
We always,
I can't.
We always make Cleveland one of our stops. Unfortunately, this summer with the virus tour, that was out of our hands. But we went there with the virus tour. When we got back on radio, we made sure we hit Cleveland. We do care about Cleveland.
Of course we do. But that's just that's emotional blackmail with the city. It's like they don't care about you. Cleveland.
Yeah.
What does that have to do with being funny? Like where is that?
That's trying too hard.
Stop trying to tap your local neighbor on the shoulder and go, "Hey neighbor, stick together." We're just two Clevelanders.
Right. Here we go.
And you know what? Let me tell you something about Jim Norton. I'll tell you something right now.
Go ahead.
The guy's first hours worth of comedy's funny, but so is every other comics because they have an entire life to write it. I've seen the promo for his new thing on HBO. Boy, ain't funny.
Wow! Now you're just embarrassing yourself.
Yeah, and again, I won't even argue.
The HBO commercial, you can stay out of this one, Jimmy. Everyone is saying, "Holy crap!" Is this just the promo for it, Jim Norton? Why are we arguing this? Jim Norton's on HBO. You're stuck in Cleveland, fatso.
But I like the fact he said my first hour is funny. Thank you.
Yeah.
1 hour. I did a half on HBO in 2005.
Look,
is that what you mean? Is that what you watched, fanboy?
And look, it's pretty obvious that you know a lot about Jim Norton and the Opie and Anthony show. So why don't you tell it like it is? Jim Norton comes up with an hour material every 6 months, a whole new hour material.
Yeah.
He's hitting the road again to start a whole nother hour in the very near future. Dope.
He thinks he's funny because he likes making jokes about...
What?
Dude, the guy's completely about the...
What do I like making jokes about? Just dead air?
About.
He likes making jokes about... Then he says nothing.
Yeah.
Like what?
Because he's panicking. This is a joke that's panicking.
About
God,
what,
this is
dude?
pathetic.
What do I like
Pathetic.
making jokes about?
Hey, Maxwell, we've never lost one of these. Trust me on that. We have never lost one of these. Enjoy your time in the limelight, and then you just go back to obscurity. This is what we do with you people.
You know, dude, the guy's completely about the shock factor. Let me say the word stupid again. Stupid, 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 stupid. That's funny, right? If we
Looks like the guy listens to our show. He knows a lot about you, Jimmy.
And he certainly knows what my crutch is. All kidding aside, good one. But here's the thing.
Hey, fat boy, are you a little jealous? Are you a little jealous?
When you're talking,
Are you? Were you hoping that your career was going to go somewhere past Cleveland by this point? Are you a little jealous? We don't even know about you. I never heard of you until yesterday.
Phone ain't ringing off the hook, is it?
Sounds like you know a lot about Jimmy in this radio show.
yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate a fanboy.
again, stupid, 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 stupid. That's funny, right? If we just sit there and go, stupid, stupid. Hey, stupid. What's up, stupid, stupid? That's funny, right, stupid?
I actually like that.
Yeah, that'll be in our machine. So when we're done with you, Maxwell, at least you'll live on with that dumb
In
thing
a
you
sound
just did.
clip.
You really will. Long after you die in your sleep, because your stupid tongue collapses on your throat, your Down syndrome tongue that your throat can't support when you're sleeping. He will be playing you in that replay machine. But the shock value thing is what annoys me. It's like because it's just not accurate. Like that's I suck. I'm funny. All right, we get it. We know. But shock value, and then meanwhile, on his own radio station page, Stansbury, this comedic gift he's been given.
Right.
There's a picture on his bio page. Remember the Cracker Man?
Cracker Man.
The black guy?
Their African American friend.
Well, apparently he's not with the station anymore. There's a picture on Stansbury's page, and under it says racist pics, and it has a gorilla holding a Cracker Man sign that says Cracker Man 8 p.m. WMMS. So I'm shock value, yet on your radio station's page, you have a black guy's name being held by a guy in a gorilla costume.
Implying that is Cracker Man.
And you're calling me shock value?
That's shocking. My goodness,
Really?
is that shocking?
Is that what it is, fat boy? I'm shocking, but that's what's on your radio station's page. And then you go into name that whore. That's what I hate about a fat, inconsistent fraud. If you don't like my act, that's fine, but don't say shock value and then do here's that whore. And sorry, I can't come up with something like hootenanny.
By the way, I'm looking at a lot of pictures of this guy. What's worse than being a fat guy is being a fat short guy.
Is he short?
Oh my God,
A little fella.
I don't know. Whatever, man.
At the end of the day, the guys had to send people to have sex into a church.
Did we have to?
Well, it looks like you guys, once again, know a lot about
Boy, they certainly know a lot about the show.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we had to. You know, that was just a bit that we had done 3 years in a row, and that part of it, the church thing, was a throwaway that was on a list. It wasn't. Everyone thinks that it was this big calculated thing to get this big publicity.
And you know, and this is why I hate radio. And I was telling Aunt today that I can't wait to get out, and it's the God's honest truth. I can't wait. Because of the BS that goes on with these stupid radio shows. This is what happened, Maxwell. Like Ann said, we did it 3 years in a row, and we didn't have to send a couple into a church to have sex. We were number one in every city that we were being broadcast in. We effed up royally.
Yeah, we didn't have to.
We didn't have to do that for ratings. We were just stupid that day. Stupid. Not to do a Jim Norton.
Stupid.
Dummy.
Stupid.
But no, at the end of the day, we didn't have to do that for ratings. We already had the ratings, and we blew up our careers. We were stupid that day. That's what you should have said.
Have sex into a church.
Into a church.
Guys had to send people into a church to have sex to get ratings. Because when you can't be funny, and when you don't have a natural chemistry, and you can't entertain without going over the line, what do you...
No natural chemistry. We've been doing this for 12 years, Maxwell. We stop lying to your audience. Stop using this and stop hiding and just making up crap. 'Cause because we'll call you out on it, and our listeners will call you out on it, and Cleveland will call you out on it.
Can I explain something?
We've been doing radio since '94, you idiot.
And we've never had to send out a press kit or a tape or anything to get a gig. We have been asked to come to cities and take a job. How many little kits have you put together and sent out hoping to get your ass out of Cleveland? You know, how many times did you wish you were in another market or syndicated? We've never had to ask for any of that stuff. Based on our own merits and what we do on the radio on a daily basis, radio stations and companies came to us, to our show, and said, we want to put you guys here. We want to syndicate you. We want to hire you. We were doing very well. We didn't have to go into a church to have sex to try to get ratings. That was a major league screw-up on our part. Jesus.
You don't have a natural
Pull that
chemistry,
back in a
and
second.
you can't entertain without going over the line. What do you do?
What do you do?
You send
You
people
play Name
into
That
a
Whore.
church to
That's
have
what you
sex.
do.
Name that whore and dress somebody in a gorilla suit in place of a black man? Is that what you do?
Is that natural chemistry?
Is that natural chemistry and comedy instead of just shock value? Get out of here. Go eat more, you fat pig.
And you can't entertain without going over the line. What do you do? You send people into a church to have sex.
Yeah, sex.
And.
Oh, no, he punted.
And punt.
Oh, he doesn't realize how stupid that sounds.
Oh, who doesn't want to punt his pumpkin head?
That's what amazes me. He doesn't understand how stupid that catchphrase is.
And punt.
And punt. Yeah, you got us, man.
And I'm spent.
Yeah, you guys. We're being heard all over Canada, all over America, across the world because of the internet. You got us, Maxwell. You got us.
Wow.
But when you have natural chemistry and you can entertain without going over the line, throw out a catchphrase in a phony radio voice. Don't talk in your natural voice. Talk in a phony radio
Phony voice?
How about this? Talk like you're talking home.
Put out bits that are no substance and just sound bites. Ugh.
Here we go. More of the Maxwell show that has decided to talk about us out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Very fresh.
I really don't know what that's about, but whatever. We'll take your bait for a couple days, and then the pests will have fun.
Let
with
our
it the next
listeners
few weeks.
bat you around like little kittens bat around. It's a catnip mouse. That's what you are. You're a fat catnip mouse for our listeners.
And please look at Dan's picture. He's got the picture with the hat and like the tilted head and the shades. Like he's wearing the shades. Like, why are you trying to be cool?
Trying to be cool, aren't you?
Why?
You're trying to be something you'll just not, and you'll never be.
You look like a fat Travis Bickle. Nobody thinks, like, who is this cool, intriguing guy?
Wow.
Here we go. Someone that lingers longer. Bill from Waterford, of course. Wow, Maxwell is destroying you guys like he did his wife.
And pound for pound, doing the job that you do right here, you're funnier than Jim Norton.
This is the You're Funnier Than Jim Norton thing.
Well, pound
with
for
this,
pound
with
now.
this guy Dan. See, Maxwell, you didn't think this out, you dummy. That's why you're stuck in Cleveland. Okay, this is the new idea. If you think your guy's funnier, have him send in the funniest thing he's done on radio.
Yeah.
And we will play it in its entirety on our show. See, we don't hide behind these. I keep doing this because we don't hide behind these. We're smarter than you, you dope.
I'd grab any random thing that Jim Norton's done on the show. Just at random, grab it out and play it against what this idiot is doing. And I guarantee it would be 20 times funnier than anything this jackass
and Dan,
comes up
if
with.
you're listening, because I know you are listening, let's be honest. You have nothing to lose. Send it in. Because you know what? I know you want to maybe go to bigger places than Cleveland. We got a lot of important people that listen to our show on a daily basis. I could even get Eric Logan on the line. Actually, we should get Logan on the line. If Dan is funnier than Jimmy on the radio, I could get Eric Logan to get you a really sweet gig.
Get him a gig.
All right, so you have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
So I would love to hear what you're going to say about this one. How are you going to spin this?
You're funnier than Jim Norton.
I would agree with that.
I like the fact no more humility.
You're better at this job than he is. On a stage, that might not be the case.
No, but the guy's been doing that 15 years.
Yeah.
17.
If you'd actually quit smoking the reefer
So
and
much
got up
pot
on
and did
stage
that
for
for
15 years,
I
you'd
would
be
kick his
funnier
ass
than
at
Jim
that,
Norton.
Can't quit smoking pot. This guy's
Wow.
a maniac.
They're so cool.
These guys are out of control.
Oh, boy.
If I could quit smoking pot, high five. How about that, Fatso? Quit smoking pot. I've not heard you say one funny thing.
I can't imagine that Cleveland's really enjoying this type of radio.
No. Absolutely not.
15 years, you'd be funnier than Jim Norton.
too.
You would. I mean, it's ridiculous. So, whatever, man. We'll get to it. And you know what? With all due respect, I'm sorry, but these guys are...
He's like, well, whatever, man. We'll get to it after I smoke some more pot.
Yeah.
You know.
This guy's out of control,
So
man.
cool.
You see the sunglasses? He's probably stoned again.
Glasses.
I'm not ready to let the world see my talent yet, so I'm just going to go back to my basement apartment, smoke some more dope for a few more years.
Yeah.
So, whatever, man. We'll get to it. And you know what? With all due respect, I'm sorry, but these guys are, let me see here. They're on Sirius Satellite Radio. They broadcast to an entire continent, and they do a morning show
XM, yes.
simulcast in, I don't know how many cities.
Over 20.
A lot.
Yeah, over 20.
They're heard all across the country.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if you got to talk about a couple douchebags in Cleveland for an hour,
yeah,
because you're getting your ass kicked, like beat bad in Cleveland, like it's not even close.
Did they say that in unison? Ass kicked? Like
let me explain something to Maxwell because he doesn't, tell the truth. We have way more listeners in Cleveland. We're on XM satellite radio. We got a massive following in Cleveland on XM, and we have a very good following on the commercial radio station up there. Okay, you combine the two, it's not even close, and that's the challenge that we have with this radio show. That we're split between two companies.
Yeah,
we're doing very well for XM, and we're doing very well for CBS Radio. But guys like this will just look at the commercial radio ratings and go, look, see, they're not doing that well. But they know damn well that if you add the XM listeners, which is just as important to us, it's not even a contest in any of these cities. It's not even a contest. Guess what? President Steve in Philly, kicking our ass on regular radio. You throw in the XM listeners, it's not even close. We have a much bigger fan base in Philly. That's the reality of this this whole thing that we decided to do.
We compete with ourselves.
It's a massive challenge that we have undertaken here between XM and regular radio. Okay, so some of these cities and some of these shows will brag that they're beating us on regular radio, and that is the truth in some of these cities. But then if you add the XM listeners, it's not even close. Okay, and this is what they're going for right now. I guess I don't even know that they're beating us in afternoons on regular radio. Okay,
good for him.
Good for you. But if you add
afternoon.
the XM listeners, it's not even close, Maxwell. You know that.
We haven't gotten a call from one Maxwell listener.
Yeah, you know that.
Why? I mean, if you're trashing us, and this was something that they started, we had never heard of them. Just starts it with, I'm not funny, and the show hasn't been funny. Okay, why are your listeners not bombarding us? Why? We haven't got one, honest to God, we have not gotten one call from your listeners.
Not one Maxwell listener.
You must have a very loyal fan base. If not one of them will call. We bashed you yesterday for an hour. We're bashing you again today in response. Why wouldn't you have a listener calling us? Why wouldn't they just do it on their own?
And that is our challenge when we signed this deal. We knew it would be tough. We got to make both companies very happy. And it's not an easy one.
Ass kicked, like beat bad in Cleveland. Like it's not even close.
Where our bosses are even nice to us now.
The bosses are nice to him. Stansbury does it again.
Stupid dummy, stupid.
All right, I feel better. You feel better?
Stupid, dummy, stupid. And then you know what they do? They use their fans, and their fans like, I'm part of their army. Dude, those guys don't care anything about you.
We don't have an army. We have pests, and the pests care about us as much as we care about them. Okay? We kind of work together here.
Anthony,
they help the show, but they are also helping each other.
Let me also just say something about that whole situation. How much money does the company have to pay you to go to some crappy bar gig to hang out with your listeners? How much money does that take? Because guaranteed, when you're throwing out your crappy puhhnt T-shirts at some dump dive bar that they send you to, that some sales sleaze sends you to, you get a few hundred shekels in your pocket when you leave, and that's you hanging out with your listeners. On any given night, if something's going on, a poker game. Last night, I'm just hanging out in the bar with some listeners at a karaoke bar. Or if there's just a party going on with listeners, just hanging out. There's no money. There's no promoting it on the air. There's no salespeople saying to be there. It's just a matter of wanting to go out and hang out with people that have similar interests. And this show, they appreciate what is done on this show, and you hang out with them. Some of them are complete a-holes, and some of them are pretty cool. And that's it.
And the virus tour this past summer proved the fact that we love hanging out with our listeners.
Yeah.
Anyone that was out one of those tours, I don't have to explain that to you.
So don't even try to.
It's an all-day event where we hang in the parking lot with the fans. We do the show for everybody in their city. We didn't make a lot of money off that. We did it for the fans and just because we like that interaction with our listeners.
Don't try to divide and conquer between us and our fan base. You jerk.
And we signed after every event for 2 hours.
Well, sometimes even longer than that. But yeah, an average of 2 hours.
At the XM studio, only because we can't do it here because of the building. We have bleachers for fans to watch the show. Like, what are you talking about?
They come in as a live audience just to sit and watch the show. Out-of-town people from other states that we broadcast to that are in New York visiting, doing a little that tourist thing. They could just come up and hang out with us. That's our relationship with our listeners, fatty. What's yours? How much am I going to get if I go down to a bar gig and throw out some of my and punt shirts?
And punt.
Oh,
and punt.
I want to see your fat, bloated, purple dead body hanging from a bent shower curtain with an and punt shirt tied around your fat neck as you just hang dead.
Or I want you found dead in bed with an and punch shirt, and your last breath should sound like this.
Yeah.
Struggling for that next one. You can't sleep.
Trying
too much.
as your fat throat flesh chokes you.
See, we tell like it is on this show. Maxwell, you can say whatever you want because you have a microphone in front of you, but you're just telling a bunch of lies. And Cleveland will be aware of that eventually. Sorry. See, I'm distracted by like baseball highlights. That's how much I care about this, actually.
And then you know what they do? They use their fans, and their fans think, I'm part of their army. Dude, those guys don't care anything about you. They don't care about you.
Oh, they're pests. Oh, you're so pesky.
Yeah, that's why they've been back on the air here, over a year?
Wow, they even know they're called pests.
Boy, they do know everything. Up to yesterday, I swear to you, I've never heard of them, and I didn't know they existed. I didn't know what they did. As of yesterday, and they seem to know every single thing we've done over the years. Thanks for following our careers.
And I love the DJs that bring up Sex for Sam. We just know this business. There are a lot of guys out there, a lot. I wouldn't say all of them, but a lot of guys that were really jealous of what we did.
Oof.
And the exposure we got, and us on CNN and Fox News Channel and every news outlet in the world. There's a jealousy that happened when we did that stunt.
And for those years where that actually worked, it was some great radio. Man, was that great radio.
Absolutely.
Pests. Oh, you're so pesky.
Yeah, that's why they've been back on the air here, over a year and a half? We haven't heard from any one of their people ever?
Because no one in Cleveland listens to you.
Because no one heard of you. Oh, my God. The reason the pests never called you is because no one knew who the hell you were.
Right.
You had to start ragging on us for us to even know who the hell you were.
I would even bet money that when we did the virus tour last summer that they were in the audience. I would bet money on that.
Mm-hmm.
But we're doing nothing in Cleveland.
It's just sad now.
We had a huge crowd when we went up there for our comedy show. See, we do comedy shows for our listeners in the cities we're broadcasting to. You guys go to fuck.
It'd be a hell of a dump sheet.
You guys go to sports bars and throw out T-shirts. There's a big difference there.
Yeah, a little bit. Just a tad.
Stupid, dummy, stupid.
I don't care what you're doing on XM. I don't care what you do in New York or Boston here. I care about right here. And right here, you are getting your ass kicked.
They explained that, right?
Stupid.
All right.
Yeah.
Dummy. Stupid dummy.
dummy, stupid, stupid.
I want Stansbury.
Do I have to explain to everybody? Because, like, for some reason, XM likes to hide this stuff, and I don't understand why. But we have well over 1 million listeners on XM alone, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If they're lucky, they have maybe 50,000 listeners in Cleveland, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. And I think that's pushing it, to be honest with you, okay?
Yeah.
We have over 1 million just on XM alone. Not in the Cleveland area. I'm not going to misrepresent here, but in all of America, well over 1 million people listen to the Opie and Anthony show, and probably close to 1.5 million listen on regular radio. Okay, you guys, if you're having a good week, maybe talk to 50,000 people.
Yeah.
Stupid?
Stupid. That pretty much sums it up, right?
Dummy?
And.
Punt?
Right. Stupid. Got it.
Dummy.
Where is
Stupid?
this? Where's
And.
Dummy.
And.
Dummy.
All right, let it play out. This is terrific radio.
Good. And.
All right. But where's Stansbury firing out the great lines? Like, dude, we're trashing your show. We're saying you suck. And that, to me, is the greatest curse, is that you're with a fat cornball. Who's that whore? These guys are edgy.
Oh, they're out of control.
Edgy. And his bio.
No one cares about us in Cleveland. E-Rock, you rock. He's just showing, like, I don't know. It looks like it's a sold-out crowd when we did our comedy show up there last summer.
That's no one caring.
I see a ton of O&A shirts, and I see a lot of laughing going on.
I don't see one and punch shirt in there.
And I would bet money they were in that crowd.
Yep.
I would bet money.
And if you get a chance to go to the website for the station, look up the Stansbury personality bio. If you want to put on a laughing hat and have fun, this guy is out of control.
Can I say it's a scream?
I was going to say it's a panic.
A hoot.
So let's break this down for the Maxwell show, and I don't want to hear some dumb excuse, okay? You say that your guy, Dan, is funnier than Jim Norton. So we're talking to Dan directly now. Dan, send the funniest thing you've ever done on radio, and we will play it for probably, honestly, close to 2 million people, okay? I want to hear your excuse why you're not going to send that tape in, okay? 2 million people, with a lot of very important people listening to our show on a daily basis, okay? That's what we break it down to. Stop with the talking through this and thinking you're telling the truth. You're not telling the truth. We're calling you out. So now what do you do? Now what do you do? Now what do you do? I know what you do. You hide in your basement apartment and smoke some more pot. That's what you do. That's what phonies do. Hey, let's say hi to Spyro in Cleveland. Or Spiro. What? Spyro, what is it?
Greek.
Yeah, it's Spiro, man.
What's up, Spiro?
What's up, man? I never hear from anybody from Cleveland. I'm talking to Maxwell.
You're what?
And you guys were talking about them last week. They got all these crappy billboards in Cleveland. That radio is hack radio, dude.
We were talking about them last week.
Oh, yeah, we slapped them around a little bit. I guess that's like a huge thing for their show. For us, it's just one of many things we're doing. So, there you go. Let's say hi to Gene in Connecticut. Gene?
Yeah, hi, Opie and Anthony.
Yeah, what's up, Gene?
Nothing much. Everything's good. Love you guys. Great show.
Thank you.
Wanted to tell you it's a funny bit you did against the Maxwell show in Cleveland that time.
What do we do?
I was actually, the whole thing with the and punt and the
and punt
guy has. Well, anyway, I called the radio station and I wanted to tell him that because you guys gave away the number.
Right.
And the guy picked up the phone and he's like, "Yeah, dude, what's up?" I guess they all talk to people that way.
The dude thing, yeah.
Well, they're just a bunch of radio posers. We put out a challenge, and of course they didn't take our challenge, so we're done with that dopey show. They think their guy's funnier than Jim Norton, and we were confused. We thought he was a comedian, so we're like, all right, send in your best set, and we'll play it uninterrupted on our show.
Yeah.
And we talk to close to 2 million people a day. So that would be great exposure for a guy that's kind of doing radio in Cleveland. And then his excuse was, well, I'm not a stand-up comic. I don't do comedy clubs. And they're saying that he's just funnier on the radio. So then we said, okay, send the funniest thing you've ever done on a radio show to our show, and we'll play it uninterrupted for 2 million people. And that would be great exposure for this guy that's hanging out doing radio in Cleveland. And, of course, there's a new excuse. So we're just done with these idiots because they're just a bunch of radio posers.
Well, anyway, and I told the guy, I started telling him how much they suck, and he's like, well, look, you obviously listen to them, trying to paint me out as kind of like a passionate listener.
Yeah.
And I said, well, actually, the only reason why I know who you guys are was because of the Opie and Anthony show. And he's like, okay, thank you. And then he just hung up on it.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, we like beating up on those guys, too, but I think we're done with them because, we threw out a realistic challenge, and they pushed out.
And they started it. We didn't know who they were. We didn't start trashing them.
Who the hell are they?
We'd never heard of them, and all of a sudden we get audio of them just bashing us.
Right. All right, Gene.
Whatever. Cheers.
Thank you, Gene.
All right.
And by the way, we love Cleveland. Good afternoon, Cleveland.
Good afternoon, man. I'm amazed, though, at the Sox.
What?
Just that they come back like that. They were done. It was over.
They scored.
Cleveland was pretty much done in.
What did they score? Like 30 runs in the last 3 games or something?
Ridiculous.
What was the final last night? I went to bed after the second inning. It was already midnight.
11-2. Just
11-2. All right.
An embarrassment.
I think they scored, but yeah, from what I heard today on the way in, they scored like 3 in one inning and then 6 in the next, like as it got late in the 7th and 8th inning. So it was probably 3-2. And then
what a self-destruct on the part of Cleveland.
Right.
Oh.
And punt.
That dope. Who was that guy again? I don't even remember his name anymore.
Oh, douche. The douche show.
Yeah, we're up against this show in Cleveland, I guess, because we didn't even really know who they were.
Yeah.
And we put out a challenge, and of course they didn't get back to us on their little challenge, so they're back into obscurity.
Well,
they said that one of their guys was funnier than Jim Norton on the radio. So we're like, all right, send in tape of this guy being really funny on your radio show, and we'll give him massive exposure. It'll be massive exposure for your dude. It'll be massive exposure for your radio show. And what happened? We never got the tape. Never heard from him. Just a bunch of asses that just speak out of their you-know-whats. And
he's a chicken.
And don't back up what they say.
A chicken.